The Housing Association of Nonprofit Developers, HAND, is a unique organization. It's not really an organization in the traditional sense. HAND is actually a group of people that come together to do something. Our mission is to support housing professionals in the business of providing affordable housing. Now, during the last 12 months, we've had an exciting year. We've been really busy. Thanks to the leadership of our executive director, Heather Raspberry, we've conducted numerous, over 18 I believe, seminars, trainings, discussion groups, and events, all for our members to do one thing: learn how to do their job better. Because these are the people that are in the trenches of providing affordable housing in our community. HAND would like to think that it's played a small role in facilitating the successful projects that are receiving awards today. It's always difficult for the judges to select award winners when there's so many wonderful examples of developments that provide affordable housing in our communities. But today's awardees represent the best, all the way from preventing and ending homelessness to providing housing opportunities for people who are part of keeping the Washington area economy strong and vibrant.
So one of the inspiring stories for me when I think about my work at Enterprise and for my colleagues and I was the story of a gentleman we met at a property that was operated by Transitional Housing Corporation in Somerset Development. Met a man named Mr. Whitaker. He's a World War II veteran who had lived and worked in that housing for decades. And my team and I had an opportunity to sit down and talk with Mr. Whitaker and his wife at lunch one day. And hearing the story, Mr. Whitaker said he came back from the war, Navy veteran. All he wanted was a safe, affordable place to live, an opportunity for he and his wife to simply raise their daughters, watch them make it through college successfully. Then you think about why we do what we do, it's like, here it is. Here's a veteran, resident, neighbor, colleague, friend who just wants to do right, wants to play by the rules, didn't want anything extra, just wanted an opportunity to live in a place that he and his wife could afford and do kind of what we ask of all citizens, right? Just play by the rules, raise your family, do right, be a good citizen. And that's what he did. And so for us at Enterprise to be able to be a financial partner, it's really much deeper. We're blessed to have the opportunity to serve in an industry, kind of financial industry, where we can actually do well and do good at the same time, where we have an opportunity to see the lives of people be helped, be stabilized, to be made better, to be able to live in a community of opportunity. That's really what this work is all about. So when we think about Mr. Whitaker and Mrs. Whitaker, the work they do, supported by THC in Somerset, that's why we're here.
If you're in the field of affordable housing, then you know it's a small world. And it could be considered even smaller when it comes to celebrating our colleagues. But that does not negate the fact that our HAND members are doing amazing things. And they live by our tagline: collaboration, innovation, transformation. On behalf of HAND's Board of Directors, I invite you to join us in celebrating our 2014 HAND Housing Achievement Award winners.
Since 2001, we've done 86 projects. We've invested more than $12 million in housing for low-income and homeless families in Northern Virginia. And it's really because of the commitment of the home builders, the trade partners, and all the companies involved in the residential home building market that we're able to do what we do.
When you participate, you see all the work and effort. It's just not one person that pulls it all together, but it just makes you feel extremely satisfied, extremely fulfilled from within to be able to participate and to represent, our company and get recognized for this work. It was one of the most fulfilling awards I've received in my entire career in home building.
It's just amazing the transformation that these homes go through, and then seeing the new family walk in and the expression on their face. Many times they just are overwhelmed with joy. Many times they cry because they can't believe people they don't even know care enough to provide a home like that, a new home, to them to live in. And it just is really touching, it's very special, and it never gets old.
Our award was for our project community integration. The project involved the acquisition of 8 townhomes and condos throughout Montgomery County to serve very low-income adults with psychiatric disabilities and promote independence and community integration. And this project was to promote movement from supervised housing to independent housing with us, and to fill those vacancies in supervised housing with people coming out of the hospital. For Housing Unlimited, it's a collaboration. We're so grateful for our government partners, our business partners, other nonprofits that provide support services. We really feel that this award is not only to us, but to all of our partners in this project.
I really think it was a groundbreaking project. I know it's a cliche, but it was a groundbreaking project on Georgia Avenue. I mean, the site had been it was crappy. I mean, it had a pawn shop and a carryout and a vacant lot and a bunch of, broken down storefronts. And we were able to take that and create a beautiful apartment building, 6 stories, really something everyone in the neighborhood supported. And there's a chance to give individuals and families a great place to live, high quality housing at moderate income prices.
As an immigrant, I think that affordable housing is the bedrock of society. We believe it's strong that made a strong family and a strong community. That's one of the reasons that we created affordable housing in the district, participating and bring participation from the community and created this housing, type of housing. And in that process also we empower the people in our community.
From the smallest project to the biggest, we're able to really just support the energy efficiency side of things. And that has other impacts as well, health and safety in a facility, really the pleasing aspects of a property, things that maybe you wouldn't have thought about before. All the types of energy efficiency benefits really play out in different ways that are valuable. And that trusted advisor role that we're able to support kind of just plays itself out. A few weeks ago, in the middle of March and end of March, one of the organizations we work with, So Others Might Eat, had their grand opening ceremony for a property called Fendel Heights. It's a unique property. Its focus is on providing housing for veterans, female veterans. And at the grand opening ceremony, they had one of the residents stand up and speak. And she came up and told us her story, which it almost made me cry. This returned veteran had come back from Afghanistan and couldn't find work, didn't have a place to live, was considering committing suicide. And she was sharing this with the group. And she got a phone call one day from somebody that was involved in the building of this apartment complex. And the way she described her story was just so touching. And that event really just shows you how someone can go from almost wanting to end their life to almost graduating from nursing school. And that was just such something you don't see. That's something that's really unique to this market, the work we do.
Well, I do this work because housing is so fundamental to life. I've witnessed it. I've seen the impact that it has on families. If you don't have good housing, you don't have the foundation for a good life, frankly. So that's why I find this so important. I think I came to this out of experience many years ago in my 20s when I worked as a VISTA volunteer in East Texas in a poor community, and I saw the impact of really poor housing on families. The stories that I find most moving are the ones that have been told by residents. We have a lot of different events at which time advocacy events where we invite residents to come and speak about their own experiences. It's always very compelling. I remember a couple of years ago hearing from some residents of transitional housing and what that meant to them, and how their children, and once they moved into stable housing, began to thrive. And that to me was a very moving, very compelling experience.
For me, affordable housing is about opportunity, and this great nation we have of opportunity, and housing is your vehicle into communities of opportunity. Arlington has great schools, great parks, great social services, but with a median rent of $1,900 a month, so many people can't even get into the community to take advantage of those programs. So for me personally, when I realized the world was so much bigger than my hometown, and actually the moment for me was traveling in India and seeing people with nothing. We often talk about how people have nothing, and that inequality between the safety net that I was raised in, the embracing community, the opportunity I was raised in, and their life was so profound to me. I couldn't come home from that trip without changing my attitude towards the world. And while I can't solve all the problems of India, I realized I could create opportunity in my hometown and help us not live in silos, help us bring people of different backgrounds, different opportunities, children that all should have the opportunity for great schools, to grow up in learning environments, to grow up in safety. I could bring that to my hometown of Arlington.
I applaud HAND for choosing the theme of why we do what we do, because for us as an industry, we have to constantly remember, and I have to remind myself also, that when we wake up every morning, we're not just going to work, we're going to a calling that allows us a platform to do work every day that will help make life better for our residents, our neighbors, our friends, our family members. So I think it's important, and I applaud HAND for all of us remembering, we do what we do out of a sense of purpose, a sense of calling, and it is a noble calling. And I encourage everyone out there to keep doing what they do.